It is a great honor and privilege to introduce Gideon, Leo, Lotan. Your family name in Holland was Litten. And Gideon, you were a hidden child in Holland during the Shoah, from the most incredible parents, such heroes. And can you tell us, we're here in your beautiful home in
Kfar Azar,
which is very close to Tel Aviv.
Yeah, it belongs now to Ramat Gan.
So Gideon, it is such an honor and a privilege to be in your beautiful home. And could you tell us a little bit about your life story, your incredible life story?
Well, I was born not in Holland. I was born to Dr. Manfred Litten, who was an educator and graduated from the Berlin Humboldt University at the mid 30s of the previous time, and Shoshana Jansie Litten, who was also an educator, born in Amsterdam. And I was born to them in the free city of Danzig, nowadays Gdansk, in Poland. At the time it was a free city with a wonderful Jewish community. My parents apparently came from Berlin to Danzig in order to get a post for my father at a very high standard high school erected there in Danzig. And he taught there the Jewish students, of course, but I was born there at 1936. And life was quite not easy was at the beginning. Life was very good in Danzig, and but in 1933, that's even before I was born, 1933, as most of the people there were of German origin, there were also elections to the local parliament. And the Nazi party, as well as in main Germany, won the elections by over 50%, even more than in Germany. So they ruled the country, since it was Danzig, you must know, it was a city country, like Liechtenstein and Luxembourg nowadays. And ruled by the Nazi party. But at the beginning, the leader of the Nazi party in Danzig was quite moderate. He was a civilian, and he was quite moderate. But later, after my birth, in 1936, the Nazi party fired him, and he fled to England, because he was against the Nazi party, because he started to know what they were doing to the Jews. And instead of him, they nominated a German general. And then things started to get rough in Danzig. The Jewish were persecuted. And it took only 2 years after my birth that all the Jews had to flee Danzig to other places. Most of the people emigrated either to United States or to Israel, Palestine at the time. My late parents were great Zionists, because my father was in Germany at the Mizrahi youth organization. But apparently they were Zionists, and they knew that they were going to Palestine as well as most of their friends, other families. But at that time, my father got a call from the Youth Aliyah of the Jewish Federation, of the Jewish Generation, to lead a farm in Holland, in Gouda, a farm for Jewish pioneers. It was like a small mikveh Israel was a agriculture high school, and as most of the Jews, as him as well, knew at the time that Holland was going to be was going to stay natural and
Neutral.
Neutral during the war to come, and as it was at the First World War. So they were very, very much enthusiastic to get that nomination. My mother as well, because she was originally from Amsterdam, and so they moved to Holland. And in late 1938, they moved to Holland.
So here's a picture of your father. Do you have any recollections of your father?
Very little. Very little, but because you must know that I left them at the age of 6+. 6+. And okay, there's a picture of my mother as well.
Your mother was Shoshana.
Shoshana, yes. So we moved to the city of Gouda. Gouda is known as Gouda. We say Gouda, not Gouda, like Gouda cheese. It's Gouda because in Dutch there is no gay. There's only a Ga. So we moved over to Gouda, and there were many Jewish pioneers to be led and to be managed. And at first, I'm speaking about late 38, at the beginning, the life was very, very convenient over there. I was the youngest, of course. I was the son of the managers, so I was very, very much spoiled. And I had a good time there on the whole at the farm. And the farm was actually was not only a farm for study farm, because they also grew agriculture products, and they have special places to grow the crop in the winter. What you call how do you call these hamama? This is. Warm crops. How do you call this in English? I don't remember the name now. You grew in the winter time under glass, So we used to also to market the merchandise, the agriculture merchandise, vegetables and things like that. We used to move them also to the market over there.
And you remember growing
And
up?
this is, I remember very well. I have even pictures from that time, but sorry, I haven't prepared them for you, because normally when I give the story, when I give my story to the audience, I have a slideshow showing those pictures from the farm and the people. And as I said at the beginning, this was very, very convenient. But as you all know, in May 1940, Holland was conquered by the Nazis. And at the beginning...
So we have a picture of this is the...
The what?
This is the home that...
Yes, that's the home. That was the main building.
And you remember the
people
you remember?
lived. Yes, sure. This was the main building where the people lived, where the students lived after, and my parents.
Gideon, can I just ask you, what is your earliest recollections?
Well, I recollect actually at 3 years onwards, when I was there, it was over 3 years onwards, I recollect all the time, and all the beautiful time I used to go along. We had also a dog, a German Shepherd at the farm, and my father named him by a Hebrew name, and his name was Caleb. dog, you know. So he named him Caleb. Later on, due to the hunger period, we had to give him away. But I remember the dog, I remember the students, and I even remember Hanukkah and Christmas, because Hanukkah and Christmas was at the same time, and they used to give me presents also for like Christmas time and Hanukkah time. So, but on the whole, my father was religious, so every Friday we had Kabbalat Shabbat and everything as should be done. So as I said, the farm life was good. I was spoiled as by all other pupils there who were 11 years older than me. So I had a good life. But this was actually good until until May 1940, when, as I said before, Holland was conquered by the Nazis.
Did you have any siblings?
No, I was the only child. I was the only child because my parents were in their 30s when I was there. And at the beginning of the Nazi rule, again, things were gradually okay. But as you know, in Holland, when they started the persecution and the enlisting at the municipality and stamping of the ID cards with a J, Jod, a Jew, this started to get worse. And of course, all of us had to carry the yellow Magen David, you know, yellow star with the Jod significant assignment on it. So, but we had one favor from the Nazis actually, because we were producing crops. We were what you call an emergency firm. We had some status which enabled us to live further than other Jews who were sent to the transfer camp and eventually to the concentration camps later on. So we could lead more. But my mother, who was managing the farm, and my father did most of the teaching, including Hebrew, for the students. They got in contact with already from the start of the occupation. They got in contact with one of the groups of the Dutch resistance, and they started to make preparations for the future, because they knew that apparently they should be driven to the transfer camps and eventually to the concentration camps. And in order to avoid this, she got in contact, as I said, with the Dutch underground, one of the groups, because in Holland were many groups, the Westerwil group, and through other people, mainly through one of the Dutch agriculture aides we had, a Christian aide, who did the main connection from that time. And what she did, what she thought of was to find hiding places for all of the students, and for beforehand to arrange false papers, which included IDs without the J's, with a false name instead of the Jewish name, and of course tickets for food tickets, which were new false food tickets.
Like food stamps?
What you call tickets for limited food provision.
They gave like booklets with food stamps.
Food stamps, and but the food stamps carry also the booklet or the food stamps. They carry the name, and they had to put false food stamps because with the new name of the students. So this she started to arrange beforehand.